Welcome back to Lone Oak Farm 17 for episode 30 with me, MrSealyp. The poplars are still going to the ground. I've gone all the way across the field and I used all 5 pallets. Well, this is the 5th pallet I'm on here. I've gone back up to the store and bought another 3, and what I'm doing now is filling in the gaps between the rows as well. So I'm going to try and get mass coverage as much as I can. I have been told that I'm unlikely to get the yield I want. I'm looking for JP Iron Wheels Ranch wants 300,000 litres of wood chips. I think I'll get it off here, but I don't know. We'll see. What I might also do is buy, or might just use, yeah, there's a grass field just there. I might buy that and place another wood chip storage. So when I do it, I can put it straight into storage there and then sell it on as I need to. So I might move my wood chip storage from over in the forest. I don't know yet. That's kind of an idea. Problem is, this is still turning the wrong way every single time, which means this process is becoming really, really tiring in that I can't just leave a worker. I have to keep going, and every time I get to the end of a row I need to make sure I'm here so it doesn't go back over it, because when I left it before it went back over that direction and I wasted half a pallet on nothing. So it's just a bit frustrating, and it keeps doing that too. If you look down closely, it's put in one row and kind of going over a row, so I have to keep coming back, twisting it a little bit and see if I can get a double row out to fill the gap. There we go. Rather than it putting a row and then covering another one. It's just, I don't know. It's a minor thing. I suppose at the end of the day what I could have done was just carried on doing individual rows and used up the whole field. I would have had the same amount of poplars in the ground and I wouldn't have all this mucking around, which in all honesty I'm just wondering whether that might be a better idea, rather than double rowing everything, just setting this off on the other half of the field and just letting it go. When this pallet runs out I think I might do that. That way I can leave it to run and get on with what I'm doing. What I am doing in this episode, as you've seen from the thumbnail, is some forestry. We've got some logging contracts that we need to get done. When I say we, I mean me, obviously. I've got 3 at the moment. I've got a wood chip one I need to do 4. I've lost it. Please tell me I've lost it. It was here. Can't find it. I'll find it in a minute, don't worry. So I've got 1 4 Daggerwin fan wants 100 8-metre logs to make wooden fences on Sandy Bay. I've got Strong Oak Farm contracts there on Thornton Farm, and they want to build some holiday lets like cabins near the castle, and they're looking for good quality lumber. They want to make 5 of them, so they want 100 8-metre logs. That's 200 8-metre logs I need. So I can take them to the sawmill and they will arrange shipping. I've then got one from Gary from Six Pistons Ranch, who wants a semi-trailer full of logs, and they can also go to the sawmill. So I've got a fair bit of logging to do. The money has gone up. I was on about 387,000. Then I did a little bit of logging in the last episode, was up to about 465. Did a bit more, I'm up to 595. That was initially, please turn the right way. No. That was initially to pay another chunk off the loan, but I'm going to buy a couple of pieces of equipment to do the logging, or to help with the logging. I've got the Scorpion King which I'm leasing. I'm going to keep hold of that, should work. Fingers crossed. It'll leave a little bit of a strip here, but that's because it's quite a wide gap on this one. And it should run out. Should run out before it gets to the end. I think. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, so I'm going to buy a couple of bits of equipment. Both of them Liebherr. I'm going to go to the store, and I'm going to get one of them is going to come through the store, but from Seaborn Excavators. So I've forgotten where it is. Miscellaneous. It's under miscellaneous. I'm going to get a Liebherr R902. Now, somebody said to me, use it for doing the logging. I tried this out on my test map. That will cut the trees down, but it doesn't do like what Scorpion King does. You can't set lengths, or I couldn't work out how to. So I'm going to use it for a log grab, for moving lumber around and putting into trailers. I could use a stump cutter as well. So I'm going to get one of those, which will work out about 100,000. So that's why I've tried to go up about 200,000. I'm also going to get a telehandler. I'm going to get the Liebherr telehandler, which I haven't used in absolute ages, but I'm going to use it for kind of forestry. So I've got options of how I'm going to be moving my logs around, because the ground over where I'm doing the logging is very rough and bumpy, and I think the excavator with the tracks will move over that a lot easier. I'm not going to be able to get a semi in there and load up properly, so I'm going to bring the logs out. It's going to be a bit time consuming, but that's kind of the plan. And I'm just wondering now whether this is going to run out of logs. Logs. Poplars. Anyway, never mind. Now I have taken the liberty of already commencing logging. I've done some here, I've done some further along, which we'll get to in a minute. It's 5 to 4, the sun's already starting to dip. But we've cleared an area here. What I've tried to do, just turn off for a minute, I've tried to leave a few trees, that end, just around the silo, so that it kind of, still from the road, this doesn't stand out, you know. I left a couple this side, that one there, these ones, and these couple behind here. I mean, it's still going to stand out, obviously, now, because there is a big gap here behind it, but yeah, I can plant some more. I do need to do some planting at some point. Like I say, I've got some logs already prepared here. I've got a load further along, and I have cut a way out, because getting trucks in and out of here is going to be incredibly difficult. I'm going to back the truck down here. I've leased the semi-log, the BSM trailer, and we'll go from there. I'm going to go and collect that, and let's begin. Trevor's son's obviously out, and he's given us permission to, I say, use his lawn. I'm trying to work out the best way of doing this. Anyway, that's right. I'll work it out. Okay, so like I say, the login I'm going to be using Scorpion King for, but this I'm going to use. Now I could just use the telehandler, and I've used telehandlers loads of times before for picking up logs, loading trailers, and Seaborn Excavators said, why not try out an excavator? This will get across the land. This isn't too bad. Further along it's incredibly bumpy, and the telehandler may struggle and you might get bogged down, that kind of thing. So, you know what? Why not? Now I've got to remember, because there are some things... No. I'm sure. I'm going to put the help window on. There we go. There's the left one. Let's get the door open. So, log grab open. Lights on. Now, with a lot more practice than I've had, you can swing the cab round, and we can be doing all, you know, all the fancy business. I'm probably going to be using this incredibly old person-y, I guess is the best way of putting it. Now, it'll take 3 normally, 4 maybe, 4 I did a little bit of testing on this, 4 can be a bit of a push and it doesn't always like it. The other thing as well is getting this to load in properly, because the logs really do tend to move around a bit, and this is why I don't mind using equipment like this, but I much prefer using the telehandler because I know where I stand with it. I'm much better with it. But this will work. Just got to make sure I do the correct controls. That one opens. Like I say, it's not pretty. I'm not by any means an expert with this thing. But, you know what? Like I said before, we're trying out new things. We bought it from Seaborn, and I'm pretty sure they'll have it back if I make a real mess of this, which it looks like I'm going to. And what I should have done was actually tidy some of these up. You know what? I think I might do that. Let's leave that running. I knew there was another reason why I got the telehandler. This thing I'm just way more confident with. I'm used to using it. You can see how the terrain's already bumpy here, and it's often hard to pick up logs and things from uneven ground. So whilst I could use this, it's not always going to sit flat, and the logs aren't going to stand up for me and say, okay, yeah, that will do. Some of these will need to be picked up separately. I will certainly by no means be joining the ranks of the FDR logging team. Those guys are very good at what they do. I'm a rank amateur in comparison. And it just comes down to practice at the end of the day, doesn't it? The more you do something, the easier it becomes, the better you get at it. Actually, I might as well, since I've got this one in the thing already. And the other good thing is, I find log grabs and stuff in the telehandlers aren't always fantastic. The log grab on that Liebherr excavator seems to be very, very good. Works incredibly well. And then what I can use the telehandler for as well is tidying up. So when the logs are on here, giving them a bit of a shuffle around and making sure everything is as it should be. No, not that one. Extend the boom. There we go. Bit of lights on that as well. Way too far. So I say, I can get in there. Oh, he says, I'm right over the top of that, aren't I? Let's close that. And you can kind of, if you need to, give them a bit of a shuffle around without damaging the trailer. Yes. Don't like causing damage, do we? So like that little pile there, we need a bit of tidying. Some of this tidying process I think I'm going to do off screen. It's going to take me a little while to get these how I need them, and otherwise, you know, like I say, I've got quite a lot of logging contracts to do, and I want to get them done, but I don't want to be taking like 6 episodes just to get the logging done. This is the other reason why. Look how off the ground everything is. Trying to get that to go into the right position to shove some. Come on. Nope, doesn't want to know. Okay. Not a problem. We seem to have one errant one sticking out there. Now these ones here, where I did a lot of the chopping them into 8-metre lengths, these were the thin spindly ones on the end. These ones you can pick up by hand, these horrible spindly bits. So all I was doing was taking these spindly bits and moving them out of the way, simply because I've found in the past when you're trying to pick up the bigger logs, these little ones either get in the way or they won't go in the grab or they fling out all over the place. It's just easier to move them out of the way and do them by hand. So what I think I'll do, if I put the telehandler there, stops the logs shifting out of the way, hopefully. Right, so let's crack on. Gotta make sure. Oh, let's do the wrong one there. Close that. Yeah, it's because I'm on a hill. Doesn't help, does it? Oh no. Hang on. So just get that to seat a little bit nicer. There we go. Cool. I wonder how many this will grab. With that all pinging out all over the place. Well, that's a bit better. Although they don't like it. Right, let's be quick about this. Yep, they don't like being in there, do they? Not at all. Yeah, okay. That one, not liking it so much. Right. Can I wrench that one out? And the other one at the same time. Brilliant. Well done, MrSealyp. Awful. Right, let's twist that round. Well, it could have worked. It could have been a thing of beauty. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It was atrocious. But I like the flexibility of the head, in that you can twist it round, and like I say, a flexibility you don't get and won't get with a telehandler. Or fixed one and ruined another one. Plus it does also mean often when I use the telehandler I'll do one load from one side, and I've said this before, because of the way the logs cut, they'll go from thick to thin, because of the way the Scorpion King cuts them. I'll pick up one load that way, then I'll come in and pick up another load that way, so they don't all end up in a big wedge shape on the trailer. The great thing with the excavator is you can pick up a load and then just rotate the head all the way around. So you can just spin it around completely, so you can put the loads one way, then the other, one way, then the other. That works really, really well. That one's going to need to be sorted out. Right, so what I'm going to do now is carry on with the excavator for a little bit. Bear in mind I need 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that all? This is going to take some time. Right. I'll see you in a little while. Let's get some more of this done, shall we? Okay, it's taken a little while, but that there is about, I think that's 25, it might be 26. So that's half the trailer, 26. If I do the other half, that's another 25, 26. That's 50 in one load. 2 loads is 100. I'm going to have to do some more of this tomorrow in midwinter. I need 1 full load for Gary at 6 pistons, but I'm going to need 2 loads each for the other 2 contracts at Strong Oak Farm and Daggerwind Fan. So what I'm going to do now is jump ahead with this loaded. I might do a bit of a time lapse with this. I'm getting to grips with it, and actually there's quite a little bit of finesse to be had. When you've got logs sticking out, you can actually get the boom down, turn the entire, oh, I don't know what the word is for that. Crane housing, is it? I don't know, cab assembly. And you can actually get quite a lot of control with it. It's going to take a lot of time getting there, getting better with it. The other thing I've decided as well is, because that will pick up 3 logs really nicely, rather than piling all the logs up like this, which looks very, very, you know, forestry, and that's, you know, what you see, cutting down one tree, cutting it into 3 pieces, or 2 or 4 pieces, depending, with the Scorpion King, and leaving them where they are, is much easier to pick up with this than it is having them in a big stack. So I think that's what I'm going to do in future. But anyway, I'm going to carry on. Get this loaded, shall we? So we now have a full trailer. It's good to know that each half of this will take 25, so that's 50. I think I might have 51 or 52 on there, I think, once I've counted them all up. This first load, this is, I can do them in 50s, which is great, but this one's going to be for Gary at Six Pistons Ranch. He said he'll pay me $15,000, which is pretty good, and 10 sheep if I deliver them to the sawmill. So these are going to go off now. I will then move the whole lot along, and I'll do the first 50 for the next contract for Strong Oak Farm, and so on. What I might do is time lapses of those, or show you the deliveries of those at the start of the next episode, because I'm just conscious of how long it's taken me to do all of this. So let's get this off first of all. Actually, what we'll do is turn off the excavator. That'd be probably a better idea. So I want to say a big thank you to Darla. Thank you very much. It was a cracking idea to use this. It's taken me a little bit of time to get used to it, but you know what? It's growing on me. And it's an incredibly versatile machine for the same price as a telehandler, and to be fair, I haven't really used the telehandler very much. This log trailer is amazing. I have overhung actually quite a lot off the back. I was thinking, because this has a rear trailer hitch, of getting, there are a couple of different timber trailers. I mean, I could just hook another one of these up with a dolly if I wanted to, and I could do a full 100. Actually, I might do that. I'll do a full 100 in one go. This should pull it. Or I thought about getting one of the shorter timber trailers, and I could have 3 lots, so I could do 75, couldn't I? Anyway, yeah, so let's get this off first of all. Probably don't want to go across there. The poplars are coming on okay, I think. I have moved on to the other side of the field, and it went a little bit pear-shaped for a little while, but you know, I think I managed to sort it out. Although I don't recall seeing a thing saying that it'd run out, so now I'm a bit concerned. It might have popped up, but I just didn't notice. I moved the Julie up, and we've used another, well, nearly 2 of those pallets. That said, I don't know where it's gone. Oh, still going. Still plodding on. Yeah, it did a long strip after it did the bit along there, so it left this little pocket here. So I've set it off on the pocket, which it's now doing. Yeah, well, yeah, we're getting there. Right, let's see which side this unloads. I think it's the side closest to me. Oh, hang on. No, it's not. It's the other side, isn't it? That's going to be interesting. Because this sell point is quite short, isn't it? If I get it right in the middle, maybe I'll get away with it. Luckily the grass is all dead, so I can just pull across here. So this is for Gary at Six Pistons. This will be you sorted out. Yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to work here. There's the fence as well. If I get to about there, should do both lots, shouldn't it? Okay, right. Let's get the straps off. Could have done it from the cab, I suppose. I could have done it. Could have been a bit easier, wouldn't it? I can actually get onto them now. There's a lot of straps on this. We don't need to put this many on, in all honesty. I don't do lumber very often. I find it can be quite time consuming, but in all honesty, just using an excavator, I found it, I really enjoyed doing it simply because it was kind of a challenge. I haven't really used that machine very much at all. Right, let's hopefully this is going to work. Fantastic. Did we just make 80,000 off that load? Right, so Gary at Six Pistons, you don't need to pay me a thing. You said 15,000 plus 10 sheep. You know what? What I've just made, selling that at the sell point, will cover that. That's it. That's the payment. So there you go, Gary. That's your load. Let's get back over and set up for the next 50. I'm just considering whether to hook up another trailer. Don't know. Now this next one's going to be a little bit trickier because I've got to come at it from a different way, which I've just suddenly remembered. I've got to remember how I get there. I think it might be along the edge of one of these. No, it's going to be tricky to get to. I think it might be this one here. Fairly flat. That's where I'm going to hit a fence line now, aren't I? And then I'm going to be really stuck. There's a little bridge over here, isn't there? Do I need to go that far? I've lost myself. I think I might have come too far. I have. It was on the side of the other field. I'm just joyriding across farmers' fields. I'm sure they won't mind. I cleared a little area so I could get in and out easier. Here we go. Here it is. Right, so cleared this by the edge for the same reason. We can get in with the excavator. So this is where I've got the wood chipper up here, the static one up on the hill. I've got a load of logs here. I've got some up on the ridge there, some there. Not as many as I thought I had actually. Don't think I'm going to get a full load. Yeah, there's the static wood chipper, and I've been wood chipping in here. And what I was doing a couple of trees through the wood chipper to make some money, and then I was cutting down the odd couple and chopping them up. That's when I first started doing the lumber, and I've got the ray board here as well. So, like I say, next episode I think we're going to start off by finishing this off, if that makes any sense. But we've come to the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching. So by doing that,